Hello, thank you for joining us in this episode of Sports Bets for Free. My name is Scott Jenkins, your host, just a local sports bettor here in Phoenix, Arizona. Hopefully today with our bets, your bets, it's going to be another profitable day for you. Monday, January 20th, Martin Luther King Day. Welcome back, TikTok. So finally get you guys some more content here on TikTok as well over on YouTube. But we've got basketball, college basketball, NBA starting early today because of the Martin Luther King Day. And also, we're going to throw in our college football championship game. It's been a wild college football season. Finally coming in to end today. We've got just a few weeks left of the NFL. It's been packed all season long football-wise. Basketball is going to continue to roll every day as well. So let's get you started with college basketball. We've got a couple college basketball games that we're on today. On that one there. So we're going to get at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Villanova at home against Georgetown. In this one here, we'd like Nova in this spot, laying the 8.5. So give us Nova minus 4.5 first half and minus 8.5 for the game. And next game up at 6:30 Eastern time, Rutgers with a big road win finally for the Diaper Dandies in their last road one, beating Nebraska. But now they got to go to Penn State. Penn State's been really good at home. 6.5 point favorite here for the Nittany Lions. And we'll take Nittany Lions here, minus 3.5 first half and minus 6.5 for the game. Now let's get over to the NBA. Like I said, big slate today. I think it's 8 games, and they're all spread out throughout the day, starting at 12:10 Eastern time. Mavs Hornets in Charlotte. Charlotte currently getting the 6 at home, 223.5 total in this one. Still no Luka. Kyrie's back. LaMelo Ball's been off a little bit. His assist numbers have went up over the last couple weeks. Shooting numbers have come down. Just not shooting the ball as well, turning the ball over. I mean, he's still playing decent ball, but not the Melo we kind of saw earlier in the season before the injury. But in this one here, we do like the over. Mavs Hornets, 55.5 first quarter, 111.5 first half, 223.5 for the game. LaMelo, we are going to play for 29 plus points. He's 30 in a lot of spots, so make sure you do shop that around. Kyrie, 25 plus points. Kyrie, 3 plus threes. LaMelo, 5 plus threes. Mark Williams for the 12 plus rebounds. LaMelo, 4 plus turnovers. Like I said, he's been a little loosey-goosey with the ball, so try to take advantage for him on the turnover market. Next game up. We've got Pistons Rockets, 2:10 Eastern time. Rockets at home, and they are really, really good at home, folks. They are deadly at home. Pistons on the road have had a little bit of a struggle, to say the least, but Rockets are really good at home. Now, this game in Detroit was a lot closer. These two just played. Houston even got a win on the road there, just by a few, but their defense seems to ratchet up threefold when they get at home. Rockets favored by 8 in this one. And we love the Rockets in this spot. Rockets minus 2.5 first quarter. Minus 4.5 first half. Minus 8 for the game. Jalen Green, who we've been riding now for a while. He's been hot, and why not? So Jalen Green, 24 plus points. We'll also sprinkle some on 30 plus points. 3 plus threes. And 4 plus threes. Cade Cunningham, who's one of our favorite players to watch in the NBA. But struggle point-wise has not been easy. And we're going to play under here. His point total is monstrous in this game at 27.5, going against one of the better defenses. So we're going to play under there, under 2.5 threes. And Cade's had his issues with handling the ball here as well lately, so 5 plus turnovers. Next game up on the board at 2:30 Eastern time. T-Wolves and the Grizzlies. The most underwhelming team in the NBA, the Minnesota Timberwolves, with all the talent they've got on that team, can't figure out a way how to get 5 games above 500 against probably the most overrated team, in my opinion. This Grizzlies thing's going to fall apart at some point. I don't know how they continue to get wins. I tell you what they continue to do is every game they get continues to go over. That's for damn sure. It's crazy. Of all the scoring that we see in those games. But we like the over here as well. Grizzlies T-Wolves over 57.5 first quarter. 116.5 first half. 234.5 for the game. Ant-Man, 27 plus points. 4 plus threes. 5 plus threes. Jared Jackson Jr., 22 plus points. and 2+ blocks in that one. Next game up, Hawks going back to Madison Square Garden, 3:10 Eastern time. Hawks getting 6.5. Does anybody else notice the Hawks normally either are really competitive with the Knicks or end up beating them in a lot of these games? Trae Young seems to come out of nowhere. Like, he could have 3 games in a row scoring less than 20 points and all of a sudden shows up for 35-40 against the Knicks. We kind of expect the same thing here, so we'll gladly take the 6.5 on this one. Hawks +2 first quarter, +3.5 first half, +6.5 for the game. Trae Young, 24+ points. And Jalen Brunson, this is the highest point total we've seen on him in quite some time at 28.5. We're going to play the under. Trae Young, 3+ threes and 4+ threes from Trae Young as well. Next game up, Suns Cavaliers, 3:40 Eastern time in Cleveland. They have taken away one of our bet that's covered the last 14 games. That's Kevin Durant. His 3 line has finally moved down to 1.5. Instead, we've been playing under 2.5 and cashing, I think it was 14 games in a row on that one. He's finally moved to 1.5. But Cavs are favored by 7.5, 8 here, depending on where you're getting them. Line's actually moving down. It was 8, 8.5 last night, really early this morning. But it's been, I don't understand why anybody in their right mind would think that, the Suns are going to win this game. What have they shown that they're able to do? They can't shoot threes. They play horrible 3-point defense. They don't rebound the ball well, and they turn it over quite a bit. What's to be excited about that? I understand they've got big stars, but those big stars aren't putting up the kind of numbers that we're used to seeing. They're scoring, but they're not playing defense. They're not very efficient from the field. They're having to take a lot of shots to get there, and they don't shoot the 3 ball well. Budenholzer really hasn't got this team figured out or got them to play like Budenholzer wants to shoot 63s a game, and this team still refuses to shoot that many. And Durant doesn't look like he can hit 20% from 3. So now you're relying on what? Booker, Beal, and Grayson, and some other guys. And then you trade for another big because Jokic Nurkic is pissing you off. Okay, you just took away another. Not that Okogie was a great 3-point shooter. And then you traded around a couple more second-round assets, or second-round picks. You got nothing left. This team is stuck against the second apron. It's due for one of these. Once one of these 3 get hurt again, this basically season's going down the toilet, and they won't even be in the top in the play-in tournament. But anyway, give us the Cavs here all day. -2 first quarter, 4.5 first half, 7.5 for the game. Jarrett Allen, 15+ points. Looks like Mobley might be out. And the Suns can't stop any size inside. Jarrett Allen, 20+ points. We're still going to play Durant under 1.5 threes. It was pretty sizable plus money on that one. But at the way he's been shooting, he might not get to 2. Dean Wade, 2+ threes. Jarrett Allen, 11+ rebounds in that one as well. Next game up, Celtics Warriors in San Francisco, 5 o'clock Eastern time. Celtics a big favorite still here. No Draymond tonight. Looks like Steph's going to play. And I'll be really honest with you. Who the hell knows is going to play for the Celtics? I'm getting a little, how do we put this? We're in the middle of the season right now. I'm getting a little worn out as bettors. I'm sure a lot of you are, is that we try to make plays early and catch decent lines. And then all of a sudden they're void because dude's out. And he wasn't on the injury report. And there was no sign of they're going to rest him. So they're afraid they can't really come out and say rest. So now all of a sudden it'd be game time decision, but they weren't on the injury report, or he's not feeling good, he's sick. It's getting a little old, NBA. That's all I'm going to say on that. These guys do not want to play him a full 82 games if they're healthy. They want to play him 67 to 70 games. Okay, let the NBA don't get mad at him for the rest. Let him put him on the report to help out the gamblers. By the way, the gambling community gives a lot of money to the NBA. All these sports books, they pay a lot of money to sponsor this crap. So that is one of the frustrating things I think that you're going to find about maybe baseball and basketball. If you're just starting to get into sports gambling, maybe football's a little easier. They only play once a week, right? And pretty much you're going to know who's going to play and who's not. But this is getting a little frustrating on that, and I can completely understand with you guys just kind of starting out. But no side or total for us in this one, just player props. Porzingis, 18+ points, 2+ threes and 3+ threes. Curry for 3+ turnovers for the Warriors. Next game up, in what should be the one of the worst games on the board. 8:10 Eastern Time, Jazz, Pelicans in New Orleans. I mean, both teams record-wise are horrible. Obviously, the Pelicans have dealt with a ton of injuries this year. So have the Jazz. I mean, Markkanen's supposed to be out again. It's nonstop list for both teams on the injury report. Pelicans favored by 11, 232.5. Just player props for us in this. And we're going back to the Keyonte George as he's played well for us, especially when he's a bulk shooter. He's going to get his shots off and in limited minutes as well. So Keyonte George, 23 plus points, 4 plus threes, 5 plus threes. Zion for the Pelicans, 23 plus points, 4 plus turnovers. And DeJounte Murray will also play for 8 plus assists. Now we get into the final game of the day. Bulls, Clippers, 10:40 Eastern Time in LA. Clippers coming off on a back-to-back, beating the Lakers and covering the night before. They're a 5.5-point favorite. That's why they're not like a 10-point favorite in this game. 227 total. We do like the Clippers quite in this spot. They've been playing well at home as well. And the Bulls, here's how the Bulls work. If they shoot really well, they win. Otherwise, they don't win. They have to shoot tremendously well to win because they don't play a lot of D either. Clippers minus 1.5 first quarter, 3 first half, 5.5 for the game. Then we've got Harden, 22 plus points, 3 plus threes, and 4 plus turnovers. And then Norman Powell for the Clippers at 4 plus threes in that one. All right, then we'll get to the college football championship. Just one game on the board. Ohio State, Notre Dame for all the marbles. Obviously, big time game. Who's going to win the championship? Who's going to get this done? Who's going to be the national championship of the first time 12-team playoff? Ohio State, Notre Dame, current line around 8.5 still. 45.5, 46.5, depending on where you're getting it on the total. I think the total is probably pretty spot on. It would not shock me if this thing's 31-14, right? So I think the total's spot on. Here's what we got to look at for this, the way this has worked so far. So Ohio State so far in the playoffs. Man defense, they torched Tennessee. They torched Oregon. And then Texas played zone all of a sudden and kept it in front of them. And then Ohio State couldn't rip off the big plays. Ohio State does rely on the chunk play in order to score touchdowns. Jeremiah Smith being a big factor of that. Okay, so what defense does Notre Dame play with their pretty tremendously talented backfield? Man. This should be a man-beater show all day. Injuries all around for both teams, but Notre Dame's crippled. They're missing tackles. They're missing defensive players. Ohio State should be able to move the ball at will against them whenever they want to. And defensively, they should be able to slow down that rushing attack as well, as Ohio State's got one of the best defenses in the country, and especially front seven. And then Caleb Downs in the back as well also helps quite a bit. This is our biggest play of the year in college football. We've had some monster plays, but this is... I honestly think this game should be at 13.5, if not more, for Ohio State here. But Notre Dame, I think, getting love as they've won a close game against Penn State. And people still questioning Ohio State a little bit. I understand. Like they were crushing people. Then all of a sudden last week it got a lot closer. It was just because I think of a different, a philosophy on defense. But Ohio State minus 2.5 first quarter, 4.5 first half, and 8.5 for the game. So that wraps up college football, and then all the basketball bets we've got for Martin Luther King Day. How do we get a chance to take a look at all those bets? No problem at all. We've got them posted in multiple spots online. TikTok, YouTube, channel pages, as well at the end of every episode on YouTube. It's a link to our Google Sheets, docs.google.com/spreadsheet, bunch of other stuff behind it. Click on that link, and then you're going to want to, if you want the football bets, go to the football 24-25 tab. If you want the basketball bets, the basketball 20-24-25 tab. Scroll down to January 20th on the basketball side, or scroll down to college football playoff. The last few sets there, you'll see 3 bets left that have not had on there as well, showing you Ohio State. So feel free to check those out when you get some time. Do you like the content that you're seeing here and you'd like to see some more? We'd love to have you along for the ride. All you need to do is hit follow or subscribe, depending on the social media platform you're watching us on, and we'll show up in your follow or subscriptions tab. Also, make life simple for yourself. Just turn on notifications for that social media platform, and you'll get a notification sent to your phone or device to let you know Sports Bets for Free has dropped a new episode of bets. Also, private Discord channel available for all of you out there. Are you new to sports betting or experienced? Want some help? Want to make money at this? Want to enjoy it a little bit more? We break this down for you. We give you all of our plays early before we send them out to the public. In fact, the basketball bets have been out for multiple hours before we get them out to the public. And those football bets today, people in the Discord have been sitting on them for over a week. So make sure you check those out it's well worth it. It's a few bucks per month. Subscribe to us through TikTok at Sports Bets for Free, as TikTok is back everywhere. All you need to do is subscribe there, and then we'll send you the invite to the Discord channel where you can get on and talk amongst the community of a lot of different players, a couple different cappers as well, and ask questions, run tickets by, all that kind of fun stuff. Great place to be. If you like talking sports wagering, that Discord channel, there's a lot of people with similar interests there as well for you to hang out with. We do appreciate everybody's support as always, and we look forward to seeing you on the next episode.